So you're the one that totaled this vehicle out?
I did.
What was the thinking behind that? I believe I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation. This is my 2009 Aston Martin DB9, and it has the very rare one of 622 manual transmissions. This car feels so proper. I was totally expecting it to be just a slightly more edgy Bentley, but that is just the farthest thing from the truth. Listen to this. Tell me how many places you can get a V12 stick shift for sub 100,000. And I'll give you a little hint, sub $50,000. But I never figured that I would be in the position of being interested in a flood car. And that is somehow what this is, which is really weird to me, because if you look at the photos, the water line was just above the door by maybe 3 or 4 inches, which normally in any other circumstance I would have not even considered, even with the advent of Tavares rebuilding his P1 that was sitting with the Titanic for a couple of minutes. But just because of how rare it is, and I've always wanted a coupe DB9 in black on black, I just had to look, and I took a look at it, totally expecting it to be a total dud. I was expecting it to have mold in the inside of the car. I was expecting it to be just a total disaster. I was expecting nothing to work, despite it being, a supposed run and drive car. I thought that was malarkey. But what I came across was so far from that. It was amazing. It was covered in dirt and dust from sitting in the poor gravel lot at Copart for, I believe, the better part of a month. But with a quick jump start, it seemed fine. It smells new in here. Everything shifts great. The engine's great. I made sure there was oil and there was no water in the engine or anything like that. The only issues with the car was the airbag light and the navigations and the radio do not turn on. That's it. The power seats work, the heated seats work, the AC heats. There wasn't even a check engine light, which I was really surprised about. And according to the people at Copart, I was the only person to go check it out in person. It was just an over the moon moment. I'll put up a clip here of my actual reaction as to what happened. You see this? I'm like shaking. Man. I just won. I literally won. At like probably 10:40 a.m. Tuesday the 23rd of May 2023. I just won a manual transmission DB9. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I'm just like, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. That is like the epitome dream car for the money.
A few moments later.
All right, I'm gonna give Aston Martin Naples a call to see if they can get any more information about the car. The Aston has actually always been serviced there by the previous owners. I called them before and they weren't really gonna give that much information, but I'm gonna be a lot more pressing about it this time, and hopefully I can get something from them.
Thank you for calling Naples Luxury Imports.
Hi there, I purchased a 2009 Aston Martin DB9 that I see has an extensive service history with you guys, and I was wondering if you guys could give me some insights as to some of the possible issues that it might have.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get you with their service advisor.
Thank you.
See if she's available.
Appreciate it.
One eternity later.
So you're the one that totaled this vehicle out?
I did.
What was the thinking behind that?
What was it? Because when we picked up behind the passenger seat, all of those nodules were green. So vehicle water actually got into the vehicle.
Okay. Which modules, what was the kind of description that you were talking about in terms of what all needed work and whatnot?
I'm sorry, water was inside of the vehicle. So when salt water touches any of these cars, I can't tell you how many cars I totaled out. Because once salt water touches these cars, you may not have a problem right now, and actually there was starting to become a problem But 6 months down the road, a year from now, you will definitely have issues.
I
That's
see.
why it was totaled.
So everything on the right side of the car, like what was was there any details on that in terms
Actually,
of?
there was also under the passenger seat as well. The customer thought that after the hurricane, he just literally sprayed it down and drove it for a couple of months.
What else? Like, so there's...
Well, most of the modules were underneath the... So all of the modules behind the driver's seat, and then underneath the harnesses underneath the passenger seat.
Interesting, okay.
And if you look underneath and you remove the skid plates, you're going to see where the starter is growing green. So, again, that's... I mean, I don't know. Did you know that it was in the flood?
Yes, I was aware of that, yeah. Was there like a detailed like description of the report or something that you could send over to me?
I can. I can only do it because it was the previous owners, so...
Or if there's a way that like you could like maybe share it like anonymously, like take out his name and such like that. That would just be very, very, very helpful.
I can't, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Is there any like part numbers or anything that you could include as well?
We didn't get this far. It literally, as soon, I don't know if you live down here in Florida, but Ian was a shit show. We didn't look up part numbers. Literally, these cars were totaled out. I mean, flatbeds were coming after, every couple hours I'd have flatbeds here. It's not, so no, we didn't put that much time into it.
I see. So basically all that was noted is just that everything in the passenger side, because it's weird because the car doesn't smell like mold or water at all.
Maybe the previous owner, maybe he took the carpeting and seats out because he knew the water had gotten in there. I know he made comments to me how he took a hose to it. But again, eventually a couple months later he had problems and that's why he brought it in.
I see, and all the modules underneath the passenger seat and all the modules underneath the driver's seat were all impacted by that.
Correct.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for those inputs. Is there anything else that you could advise in that sense, just in terms of like what would need replacing and maybe a quote from you guys?
I'd have to see if the technician remembers. You're talking almost a year ago that this happened.
Yeah, I just kind of figured you guys would at least have the most information on that since you guys were the one, or I guess you specifically were the one that totaled out the car, so.
I did.
Wow, that's a...
No, I remember the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know that we did not price these out. Like, there was no point in saving these cars.
Okay.
Our intention was to have them go to Copart and be parted out for radios and things like that. I know you might have gotten a special edition and it might have been a great price, but in the eyes of the dealer in Aston Martin, these cars it's not worth it.
Understood. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Maybe we could get in contact with a technician or something along those lines that maybe could have some more insights on that. That would be great.
As far as what? He's going to tell you the same exact thing. We totaled these vehicles out for a reason. He's not going to get to a point of saying, okay, you need to replace this and this and this. The vehicle was in a hurricane. It was saturated with salt water. Modules were destroyed. End of story. They will not. My technician will not touch these vehicles.
Okay, not a problem.
How much money people have and wanted. We had people crying because they wanted their cars fixed. We will not touch them.
All right, not a problem.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You as well. Bye-bye. Wow, what a cold person. Totaling out the Aston. It's just weird. It's so weird because only the airbag light and the radio don't work. Everything else works. The seats work. The heated seats work. Everything works. AC, heat, I don't know.